How long should you wait before making a repeat pesticide application? This is just another factor that can lead to illegal pesticide residues if not properly followed. Sometimes multiple pesticide applications are needed to control a pest throughout a growing season. Along with use rates and pre-harvest intervals, there are also retreatment intervals that must be followed before making a repeat application. A retreatment interval is the period of time that must pass between a treatment and a repeat application. Shauna is an apricot grower and uses the fungicide Rally 40-WSP to control powdery mildew. She made an application in April when the trees were at full bloom. When can she make another application? Checking the label, she has found the section General Use Directions for Tree Fruits. Already, the first sentence provides the response. Best control of labeled diseases is achieved when applied on a 7 to 10 day application schedule. Therefore, Shauna decided to apply a repeat application at 7 days. But is she really using the fungicide correctly? Check the label to find out. Shauna did not look thoroughly enough at the label. You can see that if you go to the specific crop and pest on the label. The retreatment interval is actually 10 to 14 days for powdery mildew on apricots, not 7 to 10 days. A reapplication at 7 days would be a violation of the label directions and could lead to illegal residues. Shauna neglected to read the section of the label that said, refer to the specific tree fruit use directions to determine actual use rates for the control of labeled diseases. Another thing to keep in mind about retreatment intervals is that some retreatment intervals vary based on the time of year when the application is made. Take a look at this Botran label, which is a fungicide used on some row crops. Let's say you are controlling pink rot on celery and want to make a repeat application. What does the label say about the retreatment interval? You'll notice that the retreatment interval changes with the season. There's a 7-day retreatment interval when applying in the summer and a 14-day retreatment interval in the fall and winter. That is because the ambient temperature affects the fungicide breakdown rate. Now let's say you want to control 2 different pests and apply a mixture of pesticides. Marty is a PCA and has a pear grower with an infestation of 2 spotted spider mite and oblique banded leaf roller. He applies a tank mix of Agrimec SC with Superior 415 spray oil and success. He makes 1 application early in the season. 14 days later, he makes a second application. Did Marty follow the label requirements for the retreatment interval? Take some time to check the labels and find the answer. If you look at the success label, you can see that the applications can be repeated. The Superior 415 spray oil label does not have any specific restrictions on retreatment intervals. But we also need to check the Agrimec SC label. What does that say? This label tells you that if a second application was necessary, Marty should have waited 21 days. he is in violation of the label. When mixing pesticides, you must follow the requirements of all labels and use them in accordance with the most restrictive directions. When making pesticide applications, you must remember to look at all aspects of the directions for use that were mentioned throughout the course. That includes making sure that you are using a pesticide that is registered for your crop. You follow all plant-back restrictions. You are using the correct rate for your pest, you haven't exceeded the maximum use rate, and you follow all the resistance management directions. You are still within the pre-harvest interval, and that you observe the retreatment interval. You must follow all label directions to ensure safe and legal applications. Following the label will keep you from exceeding the tolerance and creating illegal residues. This brings us to the end of our course. All that's left is for you to take the final test and pass with at least 70% to get your continuing education units.